Have you ever dared someone to do something, only to have it blow up in ways you never imagined? It started as a joke, a dare, a snide comment tossed into a high school auditorium by a kid who thought he was being funny. "Why don't you sign up for the talent show, Justin? Show us what you've really got." The room chuckled. A few students even clapped sarcastically. Everyone expected the same old story: a celebrity appearance, a speech, maybe a few jokes, then out the door. What no one expected was silence, the kind that settles like dust, the kind that comes before something sacred, because that day Justin Bieber didn't walk out as the global pop sensation. He walked out as someone's godfather, as someone carrying a memory too heavy to ignore. And when he stepped onto that high school stage, he wasn't looking for applause. He was there to answer a challenge, not just from a teenager, but from a version of himself he hadn't seen in years. The story you're about to hear isn't about fame. It's about grief, music, memory, and one voice that refused to stay buried. For years, Justin had carried a song no one knew about. A piece written long ago by a teacher who understood pain better than most. A composition never performed, never recorded, only practiced in silence. He kept it hidden, not because it was unfinished, but because he wasn't ready. But on that day, when a student mocked him in front of the whole school, something shifted. He said yes. He accepted the dare. And that decision would turn a small town, high school talent show into the most unexpected viral moment of the year. What followed was a journey through old wounds, lost mentors, and quiet rehearsals that pulled back the curtain on a side of Justin the public had never seen. No backup. Dancers, no auto-tune. Just a man, a piano, and a voice shaped by everything he'd never said out loud. Before we take you there, before we relive the night that stunned the internet and left an entire generation rethinking what it means to be heard, ask yourself this. What would you do if the world dared you to speak the truth? And if you did, would they even listen? This is the story of a song called "Only the Quiet Remain," and the night Justin Bieber finally sang it. The whispers didn't stop. Not after the assembly. Not even after the bell rang and students spilled into the halls like shaken soda cans. Lily walked in a daze. Her locker felt a mile away. Every few feet, she caught fragments of conversation. Did he really say yes? Is that her godfather? What's he gonna do? Sing Baby again? Ava, her best friend, stayed close but knew better than to push. She just nudged Lily toward their lockers and kept her voice low. "You okay?" Lily didn't answer. Because what was she supposed to say? She hadn't told anyone he was coming. Not even Ava. She hadn't thought he'd actually show up. And now, the entire school was waiting to watch him crash or surprise them all. And either way, they'd be watching her too. What was he thinking? That night at home, dinner was tense. Justin sat at the kitchen island scrolling through an old notebook while Lily picked at her pasta. Vanessa, her mum, tried to make small talk. It didn't stick. Finally, Lily snapped. "When did you decide to say yes?" Justin looked up slowly. "When someone challenged me." "But it was a joke," she said, her voice sharp. "Derek wanted to embarrass you." He nodded. "Yeah, I know. Then why?" He leaned forward, resting his arms on the counter. "Because if I said no, they would have laughed anyway, just in a different way." That didn't help. Not really. It just made Lily feel more cornered, more trapped between defending him and wishing he'd never shown up at all. Upstairs, she buried her face in her pillow while the texts kept coming. Wait, is he actually going to sing? OMG, imagine if he bombs. That'd be so awkward. Tell Bieber to bring cue cards. She didn't reply. Didn't even read half of them. But one line stayed with her. Do you even know what he's planning? And she didn't. The next morning, the sign-up sheet for the talent show had a new name. Slot 14, Justin Bieber. It was real. Too real. At school, rumors twisted into wildfire. He's gonna moonwalk. No, he's bringing a hologram. My cousin says it's part of a secret Netflix doc. Lily couldn't think, couldn't breathe. She ducked into the art wing, her safe space, pacing between old sculptures and dusty display cases. Why would he do this? Justin had always been careful, thoughtful. He didn't just jump into things, but this, a high school talent show with live streams, TikTokers, gossip blogs waiting to pounce. This wasn't him. Or maybe it was. Maybe it was a part of him she never really knew. Back at home, Justin unpacked slowly in the guest room. No music, no humming, just quiet. He sat on the edge of the bed, hands folded. Outside, the wind rustled through the backyard trees. He watched them sway and whispered one line under his breath. Sometimes, the best answer to mockery is to take it seriously. Upstairs, Lily paused her music. Something had shifted. She didn't know it yet, but in the silence below, a storm was beginning to stir. The days leading up to the talent show felt like a countdown to impact. Justin kept a low profile, but rumors didn't. Every hallway echo carried his name. Even the teachers whispered. Lily tried to stay invisible. But her last name, Brennan, kept, tying her to his. And when your godfather is Justin Bieber, silence is impossible. By Thursday, the auditorium buzzed with more than just tech checks and rehearsals. A junior filmed a TikTok in front of the stage with the caption, "Watch Bieber." Bomb in real time. The pressure wasn't on Justin. It was on her. At lunch, Ava finally spoke up. "Maybe he's not doing it for them," she said gently. "Maybe it's for you." Lily blinked. "What?" "I don't know," Ava shrugged. He's your godfather. Maybe he's showing up because he knows how much it would have meant to you. Before all this, Lily said nothing, but it hit something raw. That night, she found him in the garage. Lights off, just a single lamp glowing over an old upright piano. Justin's fingers moved slowly. No lyrics, just chords. Searching, she leaned against the doorframe. "Do you know what you're going to play?" she asked quietly. He didn't turn around. "Not yet. You have one day. I've had 15 years. That caught her off guard. He kept playing. The same gentle chords over and over. Then he spoke, softer now. "I wrote something once. For someone I lost. I never sang it. Never showed it to anyone." Lily stepped closer. "Why not?" "Because I wasn't ready. Until someone dared me to be." He stopped playing. Turned. "I think it's time." Friday arrived like a drumbeat. The auditorium filled faster than anyone expected. Parents, students, alumni, even a few local reporters. The lights dimmed, the curtain rustled, and the talent show began. A magician, a tap dance trio, a freshman juggling fireballs, then came slot 14. No introduction, no fanfare, just Justin. He walked out in jeans and a flannel. No backup dancers, no mic, stand tricks, just a stool, a piano, and silence. Then he spoke. "This song's never been heard before. I wrote it when I was 17, for someone I couldn't save." He didn't say more. He didn't need to. Then, he played, and it wasn't perfect. His voice cracked on the second line. The keys weren't polished, but it was real. So painfully real that the auditorium forgot how to breathe. The lyrics spoke of grief, of guilt, of growing up too fast and loving too quietly. It wasn't a pop anthem. It was a confession. And Lily cried. For the boy he used to be. For the pain she never knew he carried. For the love he never stopped trying to show her. When the final note lingered, no one clapped right away. They just sat there, stunned. And then, like a tide returning, the room erupted, not in screams or whistles, but in something deeper. Respect, not for the fame, but for the vulnerability. Justin stood, gave a small nod, and walked off stage. Backstage, he found Lily waiting. She didn't speak. She just hugged him, and in that quiet moment, nothing else mattered. Not the rumors, not the dare, not the world, just a godfather and his girl, and a song that finally had a voice. Rehearsals and transformation, 1,000 plus words. Justin called the school office the Monday after the dare. He spoke calmly. "Can I use the auditorium after hours? I need to rehearse." Principal Lang hesitated, then agreed. By Tuesday afternoon, word had leaked. Justin Bieber was rehearsing in Ridge Valley High's empty gym. Curiosity rose again, but this time it felt different. Less mockery, more intrigue. Meeting Sophia Cho that first evening, Sophia Cho waited by the piano under a single spotlight. A Juilliard graduate returning home, she'd volunteered to help students. When Justin walked in, no entourage, just a water bottle, she was skeptical. Warm-ups and first impressions. Sophia led him through scales. His pitch wavered, vowels drifted. But there was something in his tone. Raw honesty, a lived-in rasp that couldn't be taught. Building trust. She didn't flatter or criticize harshly. "Let's find your truth," she said. His nod was all the thanks she needed. Technical. Adjustments. Over the week, they worked. Breath control. Sophia had him practice slow inhalations, holding chords for counts. Vowel focus, shaping R and O to let the emotion shine. Posture and presence. Standing tall, yet vulnerable. No rock star swagger, just a boy with a song. Refining. Only the quiet remain. They revisited the handwritten score Justin found at home. Key change. Lowered a half step to suit his mature range, enriching the lower register. Bridge rewrite. Sophia simplified a high run so his natural voice could breathe. Dynamics and pauses. They marked breaths, longer holds before the chorus, letting silence do its work. Emily's secret visits, unbeknownst. To him, Emily, Lily, slipped into rehearsals twice. First night, she heard the opening bars. A tremor in his voice broke something inside her, realization that this was more than practice. Second night, she stayed until the last chord. When Sophia asked, "How did that feel?" Justin closed his eyes, exhaling like someone released chains. Emily knew then. This wasn't a stunt. Emotional breakthrough. On Thursday, Sophia stopped him mid-phrase. "Why are you holding back here?" Justin's eyes glistened. "It hurts." Sophia nodded. "Lean into it. Let the pain speak." He sang again, and for the first time, didn't shy away. The notes cracked, but carried weight. They finished in silence, the kind that fills a room with meaning. The leak and backlash. The janitor's footage. Late Thursday, Louise the custodian paused outside the auditorium. He peeked through the glass and heard a voice. Lower, darker, heartfelt. He pulled out his phone and captured 30 seconds as Justin sang the chorus, uploading anonymously. Louise posted without tags. "Pretty sure that's Justin Bieber singing at my school." Instant virality. By morning, the clip racked up hundreds of thousands of views. Comments oscillated between mockery, "Sad Batman sings," and genuine awe, "I cried." Social media storm teachers and students woke to trending hashtags. Talk shows clowned him. Memes flooded TikTok. Emily's phone blew up. Mean remarks. "He's doing a midlife crisis tour." Supportive voices. "This is so real, I love it." Mixed emotions. Emily felt shame and pride tangled together. Justin's silent resolve at home. Dinner was tense. Vanessa tried to shield him from headlines. Sophia called. "I'm sorry it leaked." He replied quietly. They already laughed. Now they're listening, at least for seconds. He retreated to the guest room with his score, practicing each bar in silence, marking breaths, focusing on the song's soul, not the clicks. Emily's struggle youth hallways carried both jokes and whispers of admiration. Emily avoided peers, burying herself in art class. Sophia found her. He did this for a reason. Emily whispered back. He didn't need this attention. Sophia held her gaze. Exactly. Phi. Doubling down, Justin declined press invitations, focusing rehearsals on craft evening sessions. He and Sophia ran through entire song nightly. Mentoring moments. Sophia reminded him, your imperfections are power. Family support. Vanessa left warm tea, quiet presence, no questions. By Friday afternoon, Justin was more prepared in spirit than technique. He knew the stage would be full, some to mock, many to witness something real. The performance and aftermath extended to 1,000+ words. Civic Center stage. Due to overwhelming interest, the venue changed from the high school gym to Ridge Valley's Civic Center, a proper auditorium with velvet seats and a full orchestra. Pit. It could hold 1,000 people, and on performance night, every seat was filled. Reporters from entertainment blogs, local news, and even a few curious music industry scouts dotted the back rows. Backstage, Justin sat alone with his folder and a warm tea Vanessa had handed him before leaving him in peace. Sophia checked in one last time, squeezing his shoulder, whispering, "Remember, it's your truth. Just tell it." Emily found her seat in the front row, flanked by Lily's friends, now her friends too. Her heart raced. Everything led to this. The acts before him, the school lineup came first. A dance troupe with neon lights, a band covering a pop medley, a magician who juggled fire. The audience clapped politely. But energy rose steadily as whispers passed. He's next. When the MC finally stepped up, the room hushed. And now, a special performance from someone you might think you know. But tonight, you'll see him differently. Please welcome Justin Bieber. Gasps, murmurs. Camera phones rose. Justin walked calmly onto stage wearing a charcoal suit. No glitter, no designer branding. Just clean, classic, timeless. He carried a folder of sheet music. No band, no backing track, just a piano. He sat down, took a breath, and let the silence stretch through. The song unfolds first chord, a single, deep C minor. The room held its breath. Opening line. His voice was barely above a whisper, breathy and intimate. They never saw me coming, but I was always there. His fingers moved slowly across the keys, as if each note carried memory. Midway through the first verse, his voice trembled, not from nerves, but from memory. Words he once wrote in pain now echoed through this cavernous space. Middle verses. He sang about being overlooked, about pretending, about being a ghost in plain sight. One lyric lingered. Even when I sang, I was silent in your eyes. Some audience members wept openly. Bridge. A sudden lift in tempo, but not volume. The pain intensified and his voice cracked. Yet he didn't back away. Sophia once told him, "Your imperfections are your power," and tonight, every crack became a truth, sung aloud. Climax. He rose from the piano bench, walking slowly to the edge of the stage as the final refrain played from memory. His voice steadied. Only the quiet remained. But tonight, I am loud. Final. Hold. He sustained the last note with closed eyes, letting it fade without theatrics. When it ended, he didn't bow. He just stood there, hands loose at his sides. Audience reaction. For a moment, silence. Pure, heavy, reverent. Then a chair creaked. One student stood and began clapping slowly, then two more. Then the wave surged. The entire audience rose in a standing ovation. Not a cheer of excitement, but one of respect. No one shouted. No one called his name. It was as if everyone collectively agreed to honor the vulnerability they'd just witnessed. Even the reporters lowered their cameras. Backstage and beyond backstage, Sophia hugged him hard. "That was beyond," she whispered. "You did it." Emily ran to him, and hugged him silently. When she pulled back, her eyes were wet but smiling. "You sang for all of us, who never had the words." Justin didn't say much. He didn't need to. His shoulders softened, his eyes clearer than they'd been in years. They exited through a side door. No red carpet, no paparazzi, just Vanessa waiting with the car. "Pancakes?" she asked. He smiled. "Yeah, with extra syrup. 6. Lasting impact. Emily's club. Inspired by the honesty she witnessed, Emily founded a performance club called One Take Only, a space where students could perform without perfection, just sincerity. Sophia's career. Non-profits and arts organizations reached out to Sophia, praising her mentorship. She stayed at Ridge Valley, founding a music therapy program. Justin's scholarship. Quietly, anonymously, Justin established a fund for under-recognized student musicians. Each year, one student with raw talent would get a full scholarship to pursue music. The clip from his performance, taken legally by the school, circulated on social media. But this time, the narrative was different. Justin Bieber sings like we've never heard him before. This is not a comeback. This is a rebirth. The most liked comment read, "In a world of auto-tune and fake smiles, this felt real. Thank you." And so, the boy who once vanished into fame reappeared, not as an icon, but as a human being, vulnerable and true. Justin never went on tour after that night, but he didn't need to. For Ridge Valley, for Emily, and for himself. That one performance said everything, and maybe, just maybe, that was enough. The video of Justin's performance hit 1 million views overnight, but that wasn't the real headline. What mattered wasn't who sang, but why he did. In a world obsessed with perfection, with virality, with the polished and rehearsed, one man sat down at a school piano and let himself be unfinished. That kind of honesty, it's louder than any stadium roar. In the days that followed, students began opening up, sharing old songs, poems, stories they'd never dared to say aloud. The talent show had ended, but something deeper had begun. Lily started a club at school, One Take Only. A space where you didn't have to be flawless, just brave enough to try. And Justin, he didn't post the video, he didn't go on interviews, he just sent Lily a voice note. "Thanks for the dare." That's the thing about courage. It doesn't always show up in grand gestures. Sometimes it sounds like a cracked voice singing an unfinished song in a high school gym. Sometimes it's a superstar reminding us he's human too. And sometimes the quietest performance changes the most lives. So the next time someone mocks you, dares you, or doubts what you carry, don't shout back, don't run, sit down, play your song, because you never know who's listening. What did you feel when Justin started playing? Drop it in the comments, like if you believe honesty is the new power. Share with someone who needs a little courage today, and subscribe, because some stories are just getting started.